Hello and welcome to Jacopagua in Rio de Janeiro for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's Alexander Albon on pole, followed by Liam Lawson in second. And the 5 lights light up and it is lights out and away we go. Albon, sorry, with a bit of wheel spin there. That could mean that Lawson gets a better start. No, Hamilton's almost got the jump on Liam Lawson as they go into turn 1. Straight down inside Lando Norris. That's a big send. As there's Thingy getting caught up on the curb there, I think. Liam Lawson, it's still Albon who leads Hamilton. There's a bit of good battle going on behind though, further back. And there's round the outside on Nick De Vries is Lando Norris. That's a good move from him as he now chases down Liam Lawson as they go through the flat out left-hander where Norris actually crashed during qualifying on Friday. Still managed to qualify in P6 though. There's good battles going on a bit further back, I think. Yeah, there is. Here's Piastri via Leclerc down the inside. Is Piastri going to make it work? Leclerc gets is in front from the exit of the corner, but they go down the back straight now. Who is going to get that 9th place? At the moment it's Leclerc, but can they get a move into the almost flat out left-hander of the still hairpin? And there's Joe making a move on De Vries. Is he going to make that work? Side by side, I think he does. Now still side by side, and no, Nick De Vries actually steals it. It's the 2 Alpines now, getting a bit racy. There's Stroll getting past Leclerc, is that, and Piastri at the same time. That's a good move from the Canadian. But still, Hamilton leads now. Hamilton's got in front of Albon, so it's Hamilton, Albon, Lawson, and then Lando Norris. Norris with De Vries just in front of him. And that's a good move from him. Now on lap 2 of this 61 lap race. And it's still Hamilton who leads Alexander Albon, who leads Liam Lawson. Not as much of a good start, I think. I think Road America has really hyped me up for this, and now it's just not going as good. And Norris found to 7th, he's been overtaken by Joe and Gasly, so maybe went off the track somewhere. But, yeah, Norris now down to P7, and there's Ocon behind him, trying to make a move into the still hairpin. Piastri there as well. Down inside goes, oh no, Ocon, Lando Norris is far enough in front. He's able to keep the move. And there's a little battle going on just in front of them. I think De Vries, is that? De Vries, Joe, Gasly. I think it is. De Vries in 4th place, his best position this season, I think it's 4th. That was in Assen and Road America. Oh, well, his best result for Red Bull, I should say. He won the British Grand Prix, so when he was at AlphaTauri. Speaking of AlphaTauri, the man that replaced him when De Vries got promoted, Liam Lawson, was actually the car in front of him. Of course, Lawson narrowly missed out on the Super Formula Championship this time last week, and it was a very close indeed. I think if Lawson won the race, he would have been champion. He was only about 2nd off. I think Oster, who was the one who won. But Piastri, and that's Norris. Is that Norris or Piastri? I'm assuming it's Norris, and that's, he went off again, and it's Piastri in front of Ocon. Of course, late in the evening here in UK where I'm commentating from. 1 hour later, I think, no, 1 hour earlier, sorry, than it would normally be, but of course, the clocks went back, so. Back to GMT. And Hamilton still leads from Albon, from Liam Lawson. Lawson's the highest driver on the current grid who has not won a race yet this season. Of course, we had Hamilton that won at Val de Vienne in France. We had Albon that won at Monza in Italy. And then De Vries behind him won at Alton Park in Great Britain. There's only 5 drivers, I think, on the current grid that have not won a race this season. 2 of them have done every single race. That's Norris and Verstappen. Drogovic and Lawson, the other 2 full-time drivers, haven't won a race, but that's because they started in Assen. And they've also got Teo Porcher, who is making 2 starts this season, today and next week, as he replaces the injured Valtteri Bottas. Speaking of Porcher, where is he at the moment? He's down in P19. So right at the back of the field at the moment. And speaking of actually at the back, Nico Hulkenberg, what's happened to him? He's at the back. I'm assuming he's pitted. We haven't actually got replays available yet, but I'm sure that we will get them eventually. Never issues with this. Okay, so unfortunately, we're having some issues with commentary, which means I cannot commentate through the got a fire alarm going off in the commentary box. So I'll be back once it's done, and then we get some replays of what happened with Hulkenberg, and that Leclerc's also gone off, I think. So yeah, we'll be back once We sorted this fire alarm in the commentary box. Of course, I'm not commentating from Brazil, so it doesn't really matter for the race. Okay, so we are back. Apologies for all of that. It's Hamilton who still leads. Albon's down in 4th now. Gasly's 2nd, Lawson 3rd. I was able to quickly run in and put the race onto what's happening at the moment. So yeah, there's Lawson trying to make a move on Pierre Gasly down the inside into Sul hairpin. Not quite able to though. They're trying to go around the outside. There's Albon unable to there though. In a minute we can get some replay for you. Lando Norris has also had some sort of issue. He's gone down the pack while I was gone. I've had people from the actual track in my ear telling me what's been happening. So yeah, thank you to those people who've told me that. They're about to start the 10th lap of the race. We can finally get some replays for you in a second. Here we go. There we go. Replays finally able to happen. So let's have a look. Yeah, Norris down there. Piastri's also had an off, so that's a shame. Both McLarens down and out almost. What's happened to Oscar? Let's have a look. Down in P10. Let's fast forward it a bit. I'm not too sure what's actually happened to the Aussie. Is it there maybe? No. Fast forward a bit more. Oh, I just pitted. I hasn't got damage or anything. So that's a strange one. I don't know what's happened to Piastri, but he's just pitted on the hard. So maybe puncture. Not too sure about that. Hulkenberg, what happened to him? He was near the start, I think. Yeah, this is like on lap 1. So. Well, probably into turn 1, I'm guessing. They haven't even got a front wing now. Ah, no, it's there. Let's go on board with Hulkenberg. Into the back of Ocon, maybe. He started P11, wasn't the worst qualifying. You can see he's at Piastri here in front of him. And, oh yeah, just went into the back of Ocon. Unfortunately, Russell and Piastri make contact as well. That invites a few cars down inside of them, so. Yeah, and Lando Norris, what happened to him? Why is he so far back? Of course, a brilliant start. You have to pit for damage maybe, or teammates in front of him here. This is actually before, no, because Norris had his issue, whatever it was. So what happens? See, he's got someone down the inside on him. That's not what happened. Let's have a look. Down inside and Stroll. Good move there. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. What's that maybe? Oh, off the track a bit. Is that? Yeah, off the track a bit. Oh, big pile up at the hair. Not pile up really, but drama at the hairpin. He almost spins round. Then does spin round. I think tap there by a Haas. And that's up at Hulk, Norris, down where he was. Yeah, let's go back live now. Taking him a bit far off for a second. There you go. Back live now, it's Liam Lawson who leads the race in the AlphaTauri. The rookie. The only rookie yet to get a podium this season. Even Drogovic has got a podium. Actually, no, technically not because Porsche I haven't got a podium either. Neither Van Gisbergen. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like, full-time rookie, not a replacement rookie. Anyway. So, it is still Lawson who leads Albon. Two of the slowest cars going into the opening round of the season. Now 1-2, you would not expect this. Even this time last year, an AlphaTauri leading a Williams. And then we've got Gasly from Hamilton, third, fourth. Of course, Gasly third in the championship. 20 points off George Russell. So if he wins and Russell doesn't score, that is good amount of points for Gasly. Anyway, got NASCAR on later today, of course, at Phoenix. The championship before. Won't say anything about what's happening. It should start just as this race finishes. It's 8 PM start in the UK, so yeah. Got that to look forward to. Already had the trucks and the Xfinity decided. But it's, of course, still the rookie Liam Lawson who leads this race. Anyway, really many overtakes happening. Yeah, as I was saying about Casiero was 20 points off. Stroll actually second place at the moment. Where is Stroll though at the moment? I have no clue whatsoever. 9th. So at the moment, Russell 10th. That's 18 points. Now Russell's battling Tsunoda for 10th place, side by side here, going into Carlos Pache. Of course, Carlos Pache is the person that the Interlagos circuit is named after, but Brazilian circuit that F1 used to go to. Anyway, De Vries 6th. How's he doing? It's a 3-wide battle here almost for what is that? P6 between Ocon and Leclerc and De Vries, and it's going to be De Vries who leads it. And then there's Stroll round the outside. That's a good move. It stays like this. Just another quick look. I think it'll be a 2-point gap. No, Gasly's second now. Lawson's down to third. So something's gone on. And it's now Albon who leads from Gasly and from Lawson. the moment as it stands. De Vries has an issue. I think Nick De Vries has got an issue. He's down to 11th. Has he got damage or just he lost a few positions? I'm assuming it's the last circle. He hasn't pitted. What happened there for Nick De Vries? He was in 6th place. We saw him in front of these lot just before. And he's... Well, watching Ocon doesn't help, but... Overtaken by Leclerc, and he kind of just gets pushed wide, does he? There's Sonoda making a move on him, and just... I don't know what happened there to De Vries, to be honest. Very strange. Anyway, let's go back live, we've already seen all this. 30 seconds off. De Vries now on to 13th. That is huge, considering where he was just a lap ago in about P6. Anyways, Gasly now who leads. So as it stands, Gasly is the championship leader. And if it stays like this, it'll be the first time this season that George Russell has not led the championship, which is massive, considering the amount of the points lead he had earlier on this season. Anyway, of course, Pierre Gasly, he's already won 3 times this season. If he wins, he'll extend his record of most wins from a driver this season with 4. He already won in Australia at the Bend, in the Netherlands at Assen, and in Japan at Motegi. But Albon Dormer already won this season in Monza in Italy. In that thrilling race. 20 seconds lead he had. It's the biggest lead gap between first and second we've had all season, I believe. Or maybe George Russell's race in Argentina was pretty dominant as well, to be fair. That was a big lead. But lap 16 of 61, and there's Liam Lawson potentially trying to make a move on Alexander Albon. Down the inside. Through the still hairpin. He's going to make it work, is he? That's a brilliant move if it does work out from Liam Lawson. 1 week after missing out on the Super Formula Championship by about 5 points in the end. It is going to be Albon though who stays in front in P3. And there's Hamilton now right behind Liam Lawson. Now Leclerc getting past Hamilton actually. And then Joe getting past Hamilton as well. Has Hamilton got damage or is he just falling off? A bit like De Vries did this time last lap. As they go through box and through Vittoria hairpin. Kid racing here. How's Lando Norris doing? Of course, we had the sprint completely on board with him until he ended up crashing out. Pretty big hit. I think it was with Lawson actually. Was it Lawson or Sonoda? I think it was Lawson. He's down in 19th at the moment. Even Hulkenberg's in front of him. Porsche 15th. That's pretty good for him. And let's just see. I know it's completely kind of irrelevant. I mean, let's go into the leaders because they're doing pretty good battles. Let's see. Not 90% of 61 because let's see when people will be starting to be classified still DNFing. 90% of 61 is 54.9. So that 55 is when they'll start counting for points if they do DNF. So that's all good. I'm sure we won't have anything like that. But there we go. Move for a lead. Albon versus Gasly. It's going to be Albon who leads. Through the Sewell hairpin, that's a good move from the Thai driver, but Gasly remains in front as they go through the rest of the sector. And Liam Lawson quite close as well. There's Joe versus Leclerc. Joe had a brilliant start for the season. He's won twice in Saudi and Misano. He had a very good start, and so did Alfa Romeo really. Alfa Romeo kind of fell off a bit as the season went on. Yes, Bottas did get a podium in Buriram. But apart from that, it has kind of been, I don't know, lackluster really for the the Swiss team. Of course, Alfa Romeo are Italian brand, but the Swiss outfit. Still no pit stops. Of course, they're all on hards, which they do most of the time. So. I've got Sure, Leclerc not getting involved. Leclerc's actually in front of Lawson. So Leclerc not getting involved in this lead. There's Gasly versus Albon yet again, a little hairpin. Leclerc, is he going to go around the outside into the lead? He goes off the track, and that's sure he's going to have to give that back. Someone's lost something. Leclerc's lost his rear wing. Someone else has lost their rear wing further back. There's Albon going to the back of, is that Tsunoda? Tsunoda's come out of nowhere. But Leclerc's heroics. There's someone's front wing gone as well. I think that's Yuki Tsunoda's front wing. So he comes out of nowhere and straight away disappears. Someone else, I'm sure, lost their rear wing. I'm sure. It's both Howard got damaged, maybe. I think they have. I think Lawson's got damage as well. That would be such a shame for Liam Lawson if he does have damage and he's not got a front wing. That is awful shame for Liam Lawson, who's looking so good, but his unlucky season continues to get more and more unlucky. Let's get a replay of what happened there. Actually, there we go. Rewind. I've gone way too far because I'm not concentrating. Nice one. It'll be good. So let's just see. Leclerc. Let's go on board with him. No, let's go driver's eye actually. No, that's not driver's eye. But just goes deep and then goes back onto the track and is hit by someone. Who was it in the end that hit him? Was it Liam Lawson? It must have been Liam Lawson. And that what the other thing that went flying was? Yeah, it must have been. I saw something else go flying and it was the front wing of Liam Lawson. Ah, that is a shame for Liam. Oh, no, wrong way. No, 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 no. I'm like on board of Lawson, not rewind. Fast forward. And he tries the heroics. But to be fair, I think that's more Gasly getting on the curb, which causes all of that. Let's just slow it down a bit on board with Lawson. You can see we've got Gasly to the right. He's trying to make a move on Albon. And then we've got Leclerc. He wants to go round the outside of both of them, I think. Or maybe just trying to get past Gasly. They're side by side. Lawson's just minding their own business, watching it with a bit of popcorn, perhaps. And then they go 3 wide, and 3 wide there's never going to work. It was mainly Gasly that made it 3 wide. You can see him trying to go down inside an Albon. He's trying to give space to Leclerc, which means there's no room on the inside. It's a stupid dive bomb from Gasly, who gets on the curb. And then kind of, does he lock wheels? Yeah, he locks wheels, makes contact with Albon that pushes him wide, and then kind of pushes Leclerc off the track. And then Lawson actually then takes the lead between those two, and then you see him go into the back. And who did Tsunoda go into the back of? You see he also had some sort of damage. Let's go normal speed now. And into the back of Joe. He gets hit, to be fair. Tsunoda got hit. Was it even Tsunoda that got damaged? I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was. There we go. That's him going right into the back. I'm sure someone else lost the front wing just before that. Maybe not. Yeah, obviously not. Of course, it was the I think it was someone actually hitting Leclerc's rear wing, which meant that that's what we saw flying. I thought someone else lost the rear wing, but it was just someone hitting Leclerc's rear wing. Anyway, let's fast forward. We're actually about 3 minutes behind, so go back. No, a bit forward. Hang on. There we go. No, well done. Apologies. Over now it's Hamilton who leads Gasly, who leads Albon. We're still the familiar suspect in front. Logan Sargent's 4th. What a race he's having. Why did he qualify? Sargent qualified 17th. What a race for Sargent so far. 21 laps in, and he's already up to P17. He's brilliant driving for the American. He's had a brilliant season. He won not too long ago. It is a good start for him, of course. He's really got better and better since as the season's gone on. Or 22 laps in, they still haven't pitted, which is fair enough. Good amount of time on these hards. And I think we're going to go for a little break as once the cars come into the pits. So. Of course, after today we've got only 4 races left for the season. It has flown by. Gone so quickly this season. We've got 4 races. We've got California, Daytona, California, China, Daytona, and Dubai. And then between that we've got Daytona for the SRS Summer Racing Series, and we've also got the Rookie Orientation Test for the Formula 500. It's called the Rookie Orientation Test, but everyone is doing it. In the morning it's the 20 drivers, which you see now, including but Porsche is what with Bottas, and then after that in the afternoon it'll be the 20 drivers, the 10 NASCAR drivers and the 10 IndyCar drivers, which have been selected by the teams. They each get one each, and some have been confirmed already. If you haven't heard, McLaren, they've got IndyCar Pato O'Ward, NASCAR Kyle Larson, Mercedes they've got NASCAR Ty Gibbs, Red Bull have NASCAR Carson Hocevar, we've got Haas getting IndyCar driver Joseph Newgarden, Alfa Romeo are looking to get in IndyCar driver Marcus Ericsson, their former driver, for also for the Chinese Grand Prix, just to get him set up into the car. And then we've also got Aston Martin bringing them IndyCar. This spun round there is Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll's round. Was he round, or had he saved it? He might have saved it. Fair enough if he did. That is a brilliant save. If he saved that, fair play, Lance. He went wide just like Leclerc did earlier on. No, we saw him lose it, but he didn't actually go full round. He saved it. That's a brilliant save from the Canadian. We were just talking about his team signing IndyCar driver Fernando Alonso back to the team for Formula 500 to be returning for one more race. That is a great save from Stroll. Of course, 3 wide in that corner is never going to work. Neither with Ocon and someone else, can't actually remember. You probably can rewind. I can't bother rewinding because I want to watch the action. Rewind exists for a reason. Anyway, 24 laps in, so almost halfway through this race actually. I think it's about 6 laps off halfway. Laps averaging 1 minute 20, there's Gasly into lead. Pierre Gasly leads this race. And his brilliant season comes to an end, continues, no, I said comes to an end. But now Hamilton back in front, so he's going to enjoy life at front. Because, to be fair, the front runners, apart from Lawson and Leclerc going down, it's kind of stayed the same. Yes, Sargent's turned about nowhere, but stayed the same. You know what, I'm going to give you a lap of, without commentary, just listening to engines and seeing the racing. I said 1 lap, ended up being about 1.5, 1 3/4 maybe. But yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, Hamilton's still in front of Gasly and still in front of Albon, so nothing's happened while I've been gone. It's just racing. Oh, actually, something's happened. Verstappen's come and... Is that Verstappen or De Vries? Verstappen and Sargent's down to 6. They kind of split up a bit. Hulkenberg's in 7th, so are people starting to pit maybe? Yeah, because Lawson's 11th. People are starting to pit, definitely. I think something's happened to Drogovic. I'm not too sure. Drogovic has lost his rear wing, and there's in front of him Paul Chair. So something's happened between these two. Let's see. When was this then? Between Drogovic and Teo Paul Chair. Is he a lap down? I don't know, I don't think he's a lap down. I'll tell you, she's had a shocking race. Nick De Vries. Oh, Norris has been spun round. Norris' race goes from bad to worse. He's already not got a rear wing, so what's actually happened here then? What's happened? Yeah, got a rear wing here, so 10th place. And someone goes off. What happened there? Someone loses their rear wing. Hang on, I'm confused what happened there. Go on board Drogovic. Did someone go wide? Someone went wide, and then Drogovic just got clattered from someone. Is it Norris that clattered him? Hang on, let me pause it. Who's behind him? Norris. What happened? Into box, and then... Oh, Norris, very lucky there. I think it's Ocon, maybe. They went off. Yeah, it would have been Ocon, so let's go on board with Ocon and see what happened. Oh, it's just getting pushed wide. He's actually in 4th place at the moment behind Albon. He gets pushed by who is that? That is teammate, Gasly. No, it's Verstappen. It could have been actually Gasly. Let's hang on. Or Sargent, maybe. No, it was Sargent, not Verstappen. So Sargent pushes him off and then goes wide. Then what happened to Porcher? Because Porcher also had damage in the Alfa Romeo. What happened to Teo? Is it into 1? Yeah, went to the back with Drogovic. And then there's Norris getting spun round by De Vries as well. Carnage here in Rio. And let's go back live now. And let's watch Norris. Let me go through this. Norris is in to the pits. We're a bit ahead at the moment, hang on. Now we're behind, nice one. There you go, back live now. No, that's not what's Norris, that's what's Gasly, P2 at the moment. Lap 29 of 61 so far. Oh, a bit of pizza, I'm hungry. Almost on top 30, about halfway through this race now. I wonder where halfway of the lap is, maybe. I'd probably say back down the back straight. Yeah, I'm assuming it's there. But now, still Gasly second. Albon, Verstappen's got past Albon for 3rd. And of course, Verstappen yet to win a race this season. Is this going to be the race where he finally gets the win? You never know. half the race on this set of tyres is actually pretty impressive, to be fair, I've got to admit. I haven't seen this happen in a while. But now Verstappen trying to get past Gasly through the still hairpin. It's not going to work, but it's going to let Albon round the outside. Maybe even Ocon as well in the other Alpine. 2 weeks ago, of course, in Road America. We still have Hamilton leading. Can he win for the first time since the French Grand Prix all those months ago? Second race we actually had that broadcasting. They come into pits now finally. Finally in. Gasly actually stays out, so Hamilton's in. And there's a few more in as well. So now it's Gasly who leads. As Hamilton comes into the pits. Are there going to be any moves? Let's have a look. No, not through there. Can overtake there, but it's quite difficult. I think this turn 1 and the Sul hairpin are probably the best overtaking opportunities. Maybe the Nort hairpin as well, which they've just gone through now. It's down the back straight now for the 31st time this race. 630 laps to go now. We are basically halfway through this Brazilian Grand Prix. Now don't do 3 wide, surely not. It managed to work somehow, and Verstappen gets past Gasly, and now Ocon versus Sargent further back. Down inside goes Sargent and Ocon, and it almost Gasly as well. It's a pretty good move. And they're still racing. And now more coming into the pits. Yes, they are. There's Albon in, Verstappen and Gasly and Joe very late into the pits there. It's strange. But now as these all come in, Gasly, they all stop. Verstappen, nothing to Verstappen now, I don't know. Gasly in, of course. Oh, Gasly's out! Gasly's been hit by Joe, or was that Leclerc? What on earth happened there? Gasly's out of this race. That's his rear left gone. Leclerc just couldn't slow down. Of course, no speed limiter this weekend. Let's go on board with Leclerc. What happened there? We saw this countless of times. It might have been Sainz actually. Yeah, it was Sainz. We've seen this countless of times in SRS. Where they had no speed limit every single race and just couldn't slow it down. Locked up almost. And that is... I think Sainz will get a penalty for that. I'm sure he will, because that is ridiculous. It's such a shame for Gasly. He's having such a good race. And as it stood, he probably could have led the championship after this race. There was a strong chance he could have if Russell not performing up to scratch. But we're back live now, and I am shocked. It's Piastri who leads. He pitted for damage earlier, or didn't even know why he pitted. It might have been for damage, but yeah, he had to pit. But Sargent comes in, everyone else is coming in. I think it's now Hamilton who leads, or has the net race lead, I'm assuming. Was it George Russell? Who's that leading? It is George Russell. I thought I just saw him pit, but yeah, Russell second. You know what? I'm gonna watch these. I'm gonna have a little break. I'll wait for everyone to catch back up. Okay, so I'm back, and actually Russell, he's on soft, so either he had to pit for damage earlier on, or he's actually leading. Did he pit? When did he pit? No, he's 13th then. He must have pitted earlier on for damage. Yeah, he has. Ah, there's no front wing there for Russell. This is on lap 19, so actually quite a while ago. Championship leader getting damage. When was this then? This is when... that's when Leclerc went off, and then Ross went into the back of Ocon. Didn't actually notice that, but now I have, and now Russell's leading, so, but to be fair, I'm assuming you have to pit later on, so... Go a bit further in front, because... A bit far in front, hang on. There we go. So I think it's Hamilton who leads legitimately by quite a margin on Albon. Goodness me. It's Paul Scher in 5th, but he has pitted for damage this race. Let's watch these two battle it out. I'm going to give you a lap actually to watch them battle it out, and then I'll come back. The pits comes Russell and Piastri. So it's now Hamilton who leads Alexander Albon by quite a margin. Albon now in front of Porsche, who of course pitted earlier on with damage after I think he went to the back of Drogovic. In fact, yeah, he did go into the back of Drogovic earlier on this race. Hamilton with a massive lead on Liam Lawson, who also pitted earlier on. Well, it's a massive lead on Albon. How's he got that big of a lead? He pitted, I think, on his own. He was the first one to pit, and don't think anyone else came with him. Lawson, what happened to him? He went back with Leclerc, didn't he? Yeah. So Lawson will probably pit soon. But I reckon I'm going to go for a bit of a break, not just for a lap, but for a little while, and then be back once they start catching back up to each other. Okay, welcome back to Jacopagua, where while we were gone, actually, not while we were gone, oh yeah, actually no, while we were gone, some things, sorry about that, from race director from the stewards, well, the first one from the stewards is that Carlos Sainz has a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision with Pierre Gasly, ended his race in the pit lane. That will be, you can't serve it in the pits, so that will be added to his race time. And also Lando Norris has been admitted to the medical centre for a precautionary check. Norris is out. Looks like it was before Gasly. I'm getting told it was actually as Gasly was out. So what happened to Norris? So where is he at the moment? Right. Oh, what happened there? Brake failure maybe. His car didn't slow down as he went through box. Let's go on board. Don't like he lifted off, but it just didn't brake, and that's what happened to Lando Norris. And that is, and there's Gasly right in front of him actually, out of the race. That is big, indeed. Anyway, let's go back live because we're not live. I need to be live. Actually, quite a bit off live. Let's just pause it while we get back to who's in the front, which is still Lewis Hamilton. And look how much Albon's caught up. Wow. Well done, Albon. He's actually caught up to Hamilton. So how much? Maybe. I don't think he's pitted. There's down inside now, Albon. Albon's going to take the lead of this race. There it is. Albon leads. That's a brilliant move from the tyre driver. Going for his second win of the season. Now Hamilton down in second. I'm surprised they've all managed to catch up, to be fair. Is that, yeah, it's Verstappen in third, so they've all caught up to each other, which is good. You can get some racing in now between these top three. 42 laps of 61, so we're in the final 20 laps of this race, which has almost flown by. Of course, I had to go for a bit near the start, which is probably why it's flown by. think about the first 10 minutes I was gone with the fire alarm, which went off in the commentary box at the worst time. It was a drill, so yeah, great time to do a drill. Stupid fire drill, honestly. Maybe do it when we're not commentating. It'd be smart. Anyway, just before would be fine. Cold in the commentary box. They go down the back straight now. Let's find Nico Hulkenberg. Because of course he won the sprint race yesterday. And he's currently going down the back straight in 12th place. He's got Russell behind, and who is that in front? One of the Alpines, Ocon. Yeah, the only Alpine left in this race. Sylvester Ocon in 11th place. And the German, who just won the sprint yesterday. What else has he won? He won the Thai Grand Prix. And was very close to it. He got pole in last week in Virginia. Very close to winning it all. But unfortunately early on. And an incident with George Russell. Just after the red flag, I think. They go down the front straight to start lap 44. He's going to see a move from George Russell. Someone's in the pits. Not too sure who that was. But that moves Hulkenberg up to 11th. Who was it? Let's see. Potentially Drogovic, no. Stroll, no. Pourchaire, no. Leclerc, no. Who was it? Was it Stroll? No, it wouldn't have been Stroll. All I know is someone definitely pitted. Maybe Pourchaire, I don't know. And let's go back to watching Hulkenberg because he deserves some time in the spotlight. Does the German. Now Sargent to see on the timing screen getting past Liam Lawson, so Lawson loses the position on the American. And the Williams, we've got 2 more home Grand Prix coming up this year. We've got, of course, got the Californian Grand Prix at Sonoma next week, and then the what's it Grand Prix at Daytona 305, and there's Hulkenberg slowing. Hulkenberg's out. The sprint winner from yesterday is out. Is that gearbox? Well, no fire. We normally see like a fire or smoke coming out of it, but nothing like that today. What happened? Just cut out. Now it's a shame for Hulkenberg, who has another DNF, just like last week. Did he DNF from? Don't think he did DNF from the US Grand Prix. But that is a shame. It's Hulkenberg's day is done. Through no fault of his own, unfortunately. And no, Verstappen now leads. So he's actually got in front of Albon and Hamilton. How close are they? Pretty close. These three are very close. I thought Albon was going to spin Verstappen there, to be honest. It's Hamilton now trying to go around the outside and then down the inside through the next right-hander. This circuit is full of tricky corners, like almost flat out, but almost not flat out. Very tricky circuit, of course. Here at Brazil, in the outskirts of Rio. Of course, this is where the 2016 Olympics was held. And then the circuit rebuilt after that, just for this race. But it's still Verstappen who leads Albon, who leads Hamilton. Still, these front three leagues, it's not been the most enjoyable race, I've got to admit. It's a very tricky technical track. I mean, you can see some good overtakes through this corner, they're still hairpin. But apart from that, definitely not as good as Road America. I think Road America is one of the best circuits we've had all season. Sonoma will be, I think, good. And let's just think. it depends what layout they end up using. They haven't actually fully decided on what layout, I think. We've got, definitely not the NASCAR layout, but it's Indy and World Touring cars. There's like 3 different hairpin variations they could choose to use. They've got the chicane in the final sector or the quick right-handers. There's a few of like the far end of the circuit, different layouts they could choose. So yeah, it's confusing. Anyway, Max Verstappen. I admit it, growing up being a Verstappen fan, or being a Verstappen fan, and him not winning a race this season has hurt. So please, just this once, I'm going to be impartial. I'm going to be partial. Win the race, Max. Please. Don't mess it up. Don't engine blow up. Still, Verstappen from Albon, from Hamilton, from Sargent, from now Kevin Magnussen. The only remaining Haas in this race after we saw his teammates' race end a few laps ago. Now in P5. Did someone pit? I think someone pitted. Hamilton's in. So Hamilton is the first to get rid of the soft compound tyres and maybe go on to the mediums or the hards, so I don't know. Of course they started on hards and the 2-stop is the strat mostly. They normally go into from hards to soft. That is the usual strategy that everyone does. Not very often that anyone goes against it. And let's watch this lap. I'm hearing these little pit, so let's watch the lap without commentary and I'll be back afterwards. Well, I'm going contact between Albon and Magnussen as they go through the tricky final sector. And the Dane, one of the greatest Dane drivers in the history of motorsport. Don't think we've had any more better ones. But now comes into the pits, along with Albon, along with Joe, along with Verstappen, and Sargent that stays out. K-Mag comes in to serve his second stop of this race. And oh, someone's been hit there. That's Sonoda and someone. That's a rear wing on as well. Who was that? I don't know what happened there, but Magnussen comes out on track. We'll have a look in a second as he almost goes into Lance Stroll there. That was a very close call between those two. Kevin Magnussen now chasing down the Canadian of Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. And smoke, that smoke coming out the back of the Haas, I'm sure of it. It was either Stroll or Magnussen, I'm sure it was Magnussen. Yeah, it's Magnussen. And it looks like another time this season, it happened in Japan, it's going to happen now in Brazil. Both Haas cars will be out of this race inside the first 50 laps. I say first 50 laps, Magnussen's still fighting. He's going down the inside of Lance Stroll, but I'm sure any second now we'll be pulling over to the side of the track with an engine issue, engine failure. And as he goes through the final sector, I'm sure this is where Hulkenberg pulled over. So let's go on board. And there we go, it's gone. Hulkenberg, Magnussen's out, just like his teammate Nico Hulkenberg. I do want to see though, what on earth happened? Was it Verstappen? It was Verstappen. Goodness. Yeah, nice one, that. Honestly. Oh, that's a big hit. It's an unsafe release from Verstappen. Gotta be said, he actually hits. Oh, I think Gasly if he comes in. An unsafe release. Oh, who was that he ended up hitting? Was that Tsunoda? Let's slow it down so I can see what car it is. No, it's Liam Lawson. Such a shame. Lawson loses front wing. So does a Ferrari. Is that Sainz? Yeah, Sainz. Second time he's hit someone in the pit lane in this race. Already got a 10-second time penalty. I'm sure Verstappen will get some sort of penalty for that unsafe release. Carnage. And then we saw Verstappen just going around the final corner of collision with one of the Alfa Romeos. I'm sure it's Joe Guan Yu that he was hitting. There's Joe there. He's keeping up with them, to be fair. There's someone from him flying. That's Lewis Hamilton, I think. It's one of the Mercedes cars. Hamilton, yeah, he was doing so well earlier on this race. He goes into the back, I'm assuming, Verstappen, and lets loose his front wing. As they go through box, Verstappen would want to come in, but Joe's in the way. And, oh, for goodness sake. Goodness me, they love to do this, don't they? Yellow flags are out. What ends up happening then? End up not hitting. But Verstappen's race, surely in any chance of winning, unfortunately over. Just as I was hyping him up, the hype goes, unfortunately. And assuming you'll come into the pits at the end of this lap. Anyway, let's go on board with George Russell, who currently leads this race. We saw his teammate with damage just. Got 30 seconds off live coverage at the moment. There we go, back live now. As Russell leads Piastri, let's have a little look at this battle. Development here, Russell's got smoke coming out the back of his car. Championship leader is out of this race, surely. That is massive. 90% of this race is 54 laps, so he's not even going to make that if he pulls over around here, where Magnussen and Hulkenberg both end up pulling over. But this is huge. Championship leader, he already got Gasly out of the race. Now it's Russell as well out. And these lot really aren't helping themselves with DNFing at the worst possible times, unfortunately. But, yeah, Russell, he's leading. He's going to be out of this race. I mean, these three, Porsche, Norris, Piastri, and Russell have all had to pit earlier on for damage. They've been on this soft a little less longer than the others. So I'm sure they'll be pitting. I mean, longer than the others, so I'm sure they'll be pitting sometime soon anyway and losing the lead. But that looks like George Russell out of this race, unfortunately. And into the pits comes George Russell and Oscar Piastri, and I'm assuming for Russell is to retire as he spins into the pits, loses front wing. And that's Russell, the championship leader, out of this race. Huge development here in Jacarapagua. It is Pourchaire who leads Sargent. So Sargent's now the net race leader. Huge. I can't believe it, to be honest. I cannot believe it. So 90% of the race now is anyone DNFs, they won't actually score points because there's still 17 people left in the race, I think. But 15, sorry, not 17. Yeah, almost less than 10 laps to go. This race, honestly, has flown by. Unfortunately, I'm sure you'd love to see more, but yeah. Still, also not long until NASCAR starts. Yes, 45 minutes until coverage starts over on, I think, NBC or USA, whatever it's on, over in the States. Via Play in the UK, or some illegal sites. Definitely don't use that. Yeah, 45 minutes. The championship 4 will be decided there. We've already got Bell decided. We've also got Larson decided. I'm not going to spoil Martinsville unless if you haven't watched it yet, but those are two that were decided before Martinsville, so don't really like to spoil things that have happened the week before, so because people might want to watch it. Anyway, Logan Sargent now in the lead of this race. Been in the lead since he inherited it from the ones who pitted. Théo Pourchaire was actually leading, so he's overtaken him. It'd be great if Pourchaire could have a podium on his debut, but doesn't look like it. He's probably going to pit at the end of this lap because on those tyres for a while. Is that smoke? I'm sure I just saw smoke. Maybe it was just someone on grass. I don't know. Getting paranoid. We've already had Russell out from the lead, Magnussen out from near the front. And yeah, to be fair, I'd say it's been a decent race so far. This race. Anyway, now on lap 56 of this race, Pourchaire doesn't actually pit, he's staying out. So yeah, fair enough. Lewis Hamilton down to 13, that's a big shame for him. In the Mercedes, nowhere near anyone. Did he have damage earlier on? He might have. I don't remember him. No, he did have damage, he hit someone. Can't remember who it was, but he did definitely hit someone. Now he's just slowing. Yeah, Hamilton's slowing. The car's shut out, Hamilton's out of this race. Man who was leading for so long early on is now out, and like that, he's gone. Anyway, Sargent, Pourchaire behind him, can start, no, it's actually now De Vries. Is De Vries a lap down? No, it's Verstappen, he must be a lap down. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me to be honest if Verstappen was a lap down. It's now down the inside, unlapping himself, Logan Sargent. Yeah, he did have that unfortunate incident earlier on. Verstappen was leading earlier on, now it's a lap down. I think Hamilton was leading earlier on as well. So, just tends to happen. A lot of front runners races get ended quite early on. And now Pourchaire's been overtaken by Ocon. I'm sure he'll be pitting at the end of this lap. No, staying out. So Pourchaire, only 4 laps left actually. This race is flown by. 4 laps to go. Lap 57 of 61. There's Ocon down inside and Sargent. Ocon leads. Brilliant move from the Alpine. The Frenchman whose teammate is the one fighting George Russell for the championship lead. It's going to remain 20 points after both of them DNF. There's smoke coming out the back of someone. That might be Théo Pourchaire. No, it's not. It's Albon. Alexander Albon with smoke on the back of his car. Pourchaire's disappeared. Hang on, has Pourchaire pulled over? Where's the Frenchman? Yeah, Pourchaire's out. Théo Pourchaire's pulled over and someone else is smoking away as well. It's Alexander Albon with engine issues. Why are there so many engine issues all of a sudden recently? It's Albon with engine issues. Just carnage, honestly. And now Ocon's slowing from the lead. Ocon's out. Ocon's slowing down, is he? He's holding up Albon. Ocon's out of this race. That is huge. Esteban Ocon with 4 laps to go from the lead is now out of this race. Goodness me. So many engine failures this race. And now it's Logan Sargeant with a massive lead in Alexander Albon. Nick de Vries now in 3rd place. Liam Lawson 4th. I don't think he's not be pitting. Normally they pit. I don't know, we've already seen Alexander Albon with some sort of mechanical failure. So surely he'll be out sometime soon as well. Let's see what happened to Paul Chair. Because he also pulled over with an engine issue on his F1 debut. Which is a shame for the Frenchman, of course, replacing Valtteri Bottas. And there we go, it just goes, and that's him out of the race. Big shame for him. Let's go back live. Let's watch Alexander Albon. He's the one most at risk, I think, of an engine issue. We've just seen so many engine issues. I'm sure they're going to sort something out with the FIA, because recently we've had a lot of engine issues near the end of the races. With cars just not able to withstand the race distances for some reason. Not too sure what, but the 2 Williams now are going to fight for the win. I would love to say they're going to get one too, but I highly doubt it. Is now Sargeant Albon leads this race. We're back live now. As they go through box and round the Vittoria hairpin. And if these engines just could just hold on, then we'd have a Williams 1-2 here. But it doesn't look like it. Albon from the race lead. Is his engine going to go? It's already been smoking for a few laps, so you never know. And I thought he was slowing down there. But he's still going. He's going to hold on for 3 more laps. Is Alex Albon. It's smoking a lot. And is Sargeant smoking? No, that's just the smoke from Albon, I think. Sargeant could be smoking. No, Williams could. Nah, it's got to be Albon. I think it's just Albon, to be honest. No, that's Sargeant as well. Both Williams are smoking down the back straight. Oh, if he can just hold on, Sargeant. If Sargeant goes down inside on his teammate and retakes the lead. With about 2 and a bit laps to go. The 2 race leaders, the 2 Williams. When was the last time they had a 1-2? Probably when they were like... with like Barrichello or something. With Ralf Schumacher all those years ago. But there's fire now from the back of Sargent's car. And Logan Sargent's going to pull over and now he's out of the race. Albon's still going. With 2 laps to go, if he can just hold on, it'll be brilliant. But no Williams 1-2 with Sargeant pulling over with a fire at the back of his car. But still smoking is the Williams of Alexander Albon. And now he's pulling over to the side of the track as well. And now Albon's out and it's going to be Nick de Vries who takes the lead. Piastri's just got past Zhou Guanyu. As we see Albon on the side of the track and now out of this race. Such a shame. The pole sitter out. Cannot believe it. But now Liam Lawson's going to try and chase down Nick de Vries. Lawson's smoking as well. The man who's like second, currently is second, is also smoking. And also looks to be almost out of this race. As we go towards the Sul hairpin. Down the inside, now Liam Lawson's going to take the lead off Nick de Vries. And Liam Lawson could be the next race leader to be out of this race. We've had Sargeant, we've had Albon, we've had Ocon, we've had George Russell. And now we could have Liam Lawson as well. With Oscar Piastri further back, also smoking. Oscar Piastri also out of this race. What is going on here? Stroll almost rear ends him. But I want to focus on Liam Lawson here. Also, Oscar Piastri should score points. Just want to put that out there. Because he is basically 10th, only the 9% of the race. But Lawson, there's yellow flags waving surely for Lawson as we start the final lap. Liam Lawson has 1 more lap just hold on. His car, I should say, has one more lap to hold on. And Liam Lawson will be the second rookie of this season, or third actually, because De Vries has won this season. Surely he can't win. It's been smoking for about a lap now. But we thought Albon would hold on for quite a bit with a smoky engine. Liam Lawson, he only started racing in Assen. He hasn't, his best finish this season is 8th place. But as long as his car could hold on, Liam Lawson's going to win this race. And if not, it's going to be Nick De Vries getting Red Bull's first win of the season. And the crazy race continues. And he goes through the still hairpin. Liam Lawson has one more sector to go now. And he could win this race. The man who narrowly lost out by 5 points on the Super Formula Championship last year. Last week, sorry. He has 2 more corners for his engine to hold on to and for him to hold on to. It's Box and Vittoria. Surely he's going to hold on. Unless it's going to be a Julian Bailey moment from SRS in the start of August. Where he pulled over on the side of the track. He was in 5th place, I believe. But Liam Lawson's going to hold on. He's going to cross the line. And he's going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Take a bow, Liam Lawson. I'm sure he'd much rather this than losing the Super Formula winning the Super Formula Championship last week. If you would ask him, we'll ask him in the interviews later on what he'd prefer, to win a F1 race or to win Super Formula. I wonder what he'd say, but it's going to be Liam Lawson who wins from Nick De Vries and from Charles Leclerc. Also had news come through that Max Verstappen has a 10-second time penalty for an unsafe pit rally. That doesn't really matter if it's a lap down. But Liam Lawson, also Sainz, his 10-second penalty for going to the back of Pierre Gasly and ending his race. That will put him in 7th. So, and now Liam Lawson's pulling over. Now it's at over for Liam. And that is just lucky. So lucky for Liam. And if Verstappen finished this race, to be fair, it wasn't actually lapped down, because he ended up napping himself. But Verstappen's going to cross the line in 9th place. It's still 2 points. I mean, yet to win though, isn't he? Anyway, let's go through your results. Norris had a brake failure around the halfway through the race, and then Gasly on that very lap got hit by Sainz while he was in the pits. That ended his race. Hulkenberg's engine went, Magnussen's engine went, Russell's engine went from the lead, Hamilton's engine went, Paul Chair's engine went. This is all in the final like 10 laps from Russell onwards. Ocon's engine went from the lead, Sargent's engine went from the lead, Albon's engine went from the lead, Piastri's engine wasn't actually from the lead in the end. Verstappen a few laps down after this horrific luck. Drogovic's point scoring run continues. Earlier on I thought it wouldn't, but he still manages 8th place. Stroll in Sainz in 7th after his 10-second penalty promotes Stroll and Joe. Stroll 6th, Joe 5th, Tsunoda 4th, Leclerc 3rd, De Vries 2nd for his best results since joining Red Bull. And we've got Liam Lawson, your winner of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Be back next week for the Californian Grand Prix at Sonoma. So make sure if you're there for then. We'll see you then. Goodbye.